what the character meta progression is in Wayfinder. If you don't know what Wayfinder is, I think it's an action RPG that you can play with your friends, kind of in a dungeon crawler style, where randomly dungeons get generated procedurally. It tries new things, and I'm excited about that. Like, I'm a bit over this kind of everybody repeating everything that's been done before, and I think some of these systems have been done before, but it's kind of simplifying certain things and giving options in another way. And I'm interested not just specifically meta. What are the big ideas that I can improve, like progress in the game generally, like character, what is it, items, what exists. So we have on one side here the kind of overview, and the main important thing, kind of why I want to highlight this, because they're doing things a bit differently, and I'm excited about it. As I just, I can't stop being excited about it. So instead of building your own character with customization, sliders and faces and blah blah, we have preset characters with their own stories. So we have here, for example, Wingrave character, kind of like a paladin type. Or we have like a Nis, kind of like a rogue shadow dancing thing, but also kind of atypical, like a silo with like bombs and a gun. You pick one of those with the predefined stories, and then you play along and you develop that character. It's a cool thing, but there have been also some of the kind of mechanics explained of how you can improve the progress in this game with this character that have not been mentioned yet. They haven't been really looked into too much. What I've seen in content, because I have unfortunately not played the game yet, haven't gotten the key. I was a bit late, but I consumed everything that there's out there, I think. And I feel a couple of things have been missed out. Number one, if we look here, this is a video by Fextra Life, the Wayfinder gameplay impressions closed beta. Okay, you can level up. Classic carrot on the stick, progress, you kill stuff, you collect things, you do get max health, like stats, weapon power, okay, you get stronger, more attack, damage, whatever, speed, whatever it is, and ability power, so for your abilities also get better. Standard, cookie cutter kind of thing. All right, let's take it down. Levels. Am I excited about that? Not per se. That is like off the shelf standard thing. Simply, you can just progress in stuff until you're likely to hit some sort of ceiling, right? But on one side you have this, as I just showed, for your character. But here's the cool thing. I think it's a cool thing. I really think it's a interesting thing. If we look here at video by the Lazy Peon, it's a level up he got, but it's not for the character, it's for the weapon. And we also see here max health, weapon power, echo slots, as well as echo capacity. Echoes are basically like gems or improvements to your weapons as well as to your character. And ready to temper means you can kind of level into the level of the weapon, improve your weapon further even if it hasn't leveled up. So this is like an additional layered system of levels. Okay, that is pretty cool. So that means we can also progress the weapons. And this is where it starts getting really interesting, I think, because you can, with all these characters that are available, you can actually play any weapon. So even though you start with your typical kind of Wingrave, it's like a paladin, starts with a shield and a sword, you can actually play with a gun, or maybe down the road with some sort of magic wand. And that will level by itself and kind of affect how you progress through the game. And that's pretty cool. I know that there is, like, for example, Guild Wars has done that for decades now, I think. Yes. You have weapon options, but you can't play all the weapons. Here, it looks like you can play all the weapons, and that excites me quite a lot. This is different. I haven't seen this a lot. I wonder how this is going to play out in progression and really changing the character. Furthermore, it doesn't quite stop there, does it? We can level the character, level the weapon, and then we have this collection here of items. In Wayfinder, we haven't seen anything besides these 5 things that you can improve. You can't collect, like in your typical RPG or any other game, like, oh, this window, character, necklace, ooh, gloves. No, you just have these accessories, and they're just free items. And they also, you can level them as well, right? If some people say, oh, this is not fun, but I've seen this normal kind of standard item set up so often, I'm actually excited to see it differently. Like, this is cool. This minimizes a little bit the options. On one side, on the other side, you can put whatever you want there. It seems that's it. That's kind of the standard basic setup. 5 things, and then you go from there. Also the items, but they might not be as powerful. The echoes. And echoes for each of these 5 things, each of them unlock over time. And we have a capacity here for this echo on the character. And this is different for each of kind of these ones. Here at the top, we see this blue bar. They have none. Maybe they can be leveled up and then they get some echo slots down here. Otherwise, this could be added here. And there's some of them that even here don't have anything. And they have different colors. You see, like, this is kind of different from this one. And this is pretty cool. Like, look how many options there is to slot stuff in. And you have a capacity. So I'm guessing, as was said, that these have different worths. So there's going to be kind of a little bit of a, how much dollar is each of those worth, basically. This by itself is pretty cool because each then of the characters, items, and the weapons can be customized with these kind of gem-like improvements or changes to the weapon. And hopefully it is not just that. It's like impactful and changes the way you play the character. A clarification. So you will get these different types of echoes. There should be different colors, but let's pretend the sizes is the different options, kind of. They're smaller, they're less rare, but they're very, very rare. Cool thing will be down the road that you can kind of combine them. They call that fusion. You can make new echoes. So it's a bit of a crafting aspect in there. They have kind of built in. Another one where you can kind of progress your character, and you see it's percentages, and this is for mainly really the character, each character, and each weapon. Do have these things that they call here affinities, right? And they do have here contributing to this power ranking generally, but also all these different kind of stats that will be influenced by these three options that we have here. But to me, it's a little bit, it just looks like a stat, like a talent tree, right? Like we've seen talent trees, same thing like what I mentioned about the item kind of distribution. We've seen it. So it's in here. It gives you some customization. It doesn't excite me. It just doesn't a little bit, like, unless it is meaningful and balanced. Like, if normally this is how it goes with talent trees, right? We have talent trees, World of Warcraft, any other games, Diablo, and people figure it out. They find the best thing for something. For a character, Wingrave with maybe a Vanguard with his weapon, or a shield and sword, this is the best build. There's nothing else. But I hope they can kind of run with the concept that, you know, we have like a power, if you like. So don't want to talk too much about power, but just a little bit like a power ceiling, like max. I hope it's like super high. But I hope that floor is like everything can reach the floor for like even very tricky things, like very end game, or not necessarily end game, but tough, challenging expeditions, which are their dungeons. So really hope you can play any sort of funky build like the Moonkin, if you like so, of Wayfinder, and it's fine. But what if you played like a Senja, which is like a double-handed melee character with a gun or a wand? I hope this valuable and that this doesn't stop this too much. We'll see about that. Affinities, okay? But what is really exciting, and I think this might add a layer that people have been missing so far. Pay attention to it because it didn't come through in the videos too much. It's been just kind of touched upon a little bit here. It's something that's called mastery. In mastery, what we see here at the top, there's another kind of thing. And what we do find is that it has been an interview on MMORPG.com about the game. It has been mentioned that there's a feature that basically there is archetypes. Each of those characters fall in an archetype. You know, like a little bit like in Valorant or League of Legends, you have like the offensive people and the defensive, the kind of controllers. It's not the Holy Trinity anymore. It's not what it used to be: tank, damage, heal. But each within those archetypes, you can unlock talents for each of these archetypes. When you unlock Senja, if you play more, if you want more talent, you can't get them because you need to play another War Master, and also XP. So it says here, if you play within a certain archetype, you can get extra XP. So it's about XP and talent points in that mastery system within one archetype. If we look over here, you know, it says here War Master. We have over here Survivalist. Over here Arcanist. So what are they? Let's check it out. War Master is said, and this is the wiki Z for Wayfinder. So they're using as a reference some Discord chats or maybe dev replies, as I saw. So archetype for War Master says it's around tanking. Survivalist, this archetype says it's around crowd control. Okay. Silo, you will see that he does have a lot of stuns and slows and things like that. An Arcanist, like this, who in the new mage is damage and the glass cannon. So just all out, just go. That's the three ones we have, and it seems that they can kind of improve each other. So you can like play one more master and then another, and you get like bonuses in this mastery aspect over here. But I think this is a really, really, really cool feature that I think adds a lot. And the cool thing is here, within archetypes, so if you play just the same type of kind of character, but the other thing is, and that it's further down in that interview, it's across archetypes. I haven't seen, I know people will say, oh my god, a Paragon system, account-wide systems exist almost in every game now a little bit. But they're quite gimmicky, they're not impactful, they're not like here directly is some cool thing that makes you like stronger. It changes the way you play. It really has a meaningful impact to what you do. And I feel that there's a potential here that they could do that in Wayfinder really well, especially with within and across archetypes. Here on the MMO interview, then there is the concept of cross archetype tenor. So if you max out your Arcanist or Survivor's tree, your War Master will have that archetype special talent. Now, whether this is like one thing and it just improves your stats, hopefully not. I don't know. We don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't played the game yet, unfortunately. No beta key for me. I would love to. I would like to play the game. We'll see about that. And if you like to know more about the game, well, you can hit any of the buttons. Apparently, the like button is the best. Then more people can kind of discuss this because it hasn't been discussed that much. So then you can get this cool thing where it is an incentive to play different characters, which I think I never played different characters. I always played like the mage, wizard type of thing, sorcerer and Diablo. And I think there's really potential for doing this in a meaningful way, where this could be fun, playing different things and not just playing one thing all out, max, super end game, and then like, oh, I'm done. I won. I won the game with Wingrave. This is it. I'm the ultimate. What is, I think, interesting here is that they try a couple different things that are maybe have been used a little bit, but not so much. And they're trying to make them a bit non-typical. And I love that. I want to see games try new things that haven't been done at all before, or just a little bit, and kind of push new ways of how you progress, for how to keep playing the game. How just like, it doesn't have to be progress. I'm a big fan it's going to be horizontal, hopefully, especially when it comes to these echoes, that they don't just keep stacking up and up and up and up and up. A couple of things I think that would be interesting for the game. On one side here, I would love that this would be endless. Imagine that. Instead of having a level cap here, what if you could just like keep going? Very minimal changes. But I think that would add a nice layer where potentially for weapons, characters, and items, if you keep kind of finding materials, you can keep going, and maybe then some low level, not low, but not so rare weapon can become quite powerful. You can balance something that you find only if you're like hardcore endgame player, got this super legendary stuff, or you can just keep leveling slowly. You know, you come to similar ceilings, as I said. Next point, I think, I personally, I have a little bit of a pet peeve with that. I hope the fusion is like endless recycling, because there's a function in the game has been showcased by some people that you kind of can put certain of them together and boom, you get a new echo, right? You can put these together and boom, you get a new echo, right? And you get more stars, get a better ranking. And I really hope that we don't have like waste. I don't understand this kind of concept of having junk items, low level stuff that you don't need, especially because the game is incentivizing to play with friends that might be, or other people that are playing lower level stuff, because it scales you accordingly to the open world encounters and as well to the expeditions, which are the dungeons. If you could just always, like, if you go to lower level dungeon, you collect like 200 of these like really cheap low level echoes, and then you can like fusion them into like 50 next level, and then out of those 50 make another 10 of the next level, and then one of the middle level you might need into one of your collections. That would be cool. Like anything that's in the game should be useful, impact. For the affinities, I really think it's balanced and everything is viable. If there's a way of figuring this out, I'll be a bit disappointed, just a bit. And for the mastery, this is something I think I'm quite excited about, which is weird because I'm the type of person, I never played different classes or characters. That never happened. One character all my life. Let's go, one mage. I would love to see this across all levels to have an impact. And what I mean by that, if mastery needs to happen only like a high level or only at the max level, and then you can get bonuses for your next character in the same archetype or the different archetype, then it's kind of useless. I think if you play a whole week in the start, early access, you know, boom, 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 Wingrave, go really high, not max, and they're like, ooh, I want to play something else now. Maybe you like Amelia, or let's try Sinja, see what's the difference. So you get this bonus, not maybe immediately, but like very early. 4 or 5 levels, oh, there's an extra bonus in the mastery because you've already played Wingrave in this archetype. Or if you play a different archetype, you also get a bonus quite early. And they have to be meaningful. If it's just stats or just like a little bit here or there, like I think the more you progress in that mastery system, it'll be really like it can change the play where you play. Yeah, let's do the Wingrave example. You have a high level Wingrave, that's your main character. and you play a bit of Senja, which seems to be also same archetype of a War Master, but she's a lot of damage, double, like big double kind of main weapon is like a double axe. Maybe you get like a bonus proc on like your AoE attacks that are kind of similar to what Senja style of character is. If you can change the way you play, like significantly alter it to a way that is meaningful, and it will be really, really fun. So this is my take on this. I really love the idea of this game. I love the idea of a simplified game that then has like lots of depth in different systems than just the classical boring item level talent. It just kind of seems like, well, we've had that so many times. There's so many games. Go play Diablo 4. It just looks like another talent tree Paragon system. Paragon system looks like it's pretty much stolen from Final Fantasy X. And it's like, well, done that, been that. I'm not interested. I'm looking forward to making more videos and kind of making more in detail, diving deep into one game because I played so many different games. And therefore, I am excited. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Actually, I guess you catch us next time. Yeah, something like that.